So I'd like to say to everybody who's come this evening, it's a dark October night. Thank you very, very much indeed for turning out. It's been very short notice for people to come. We've only just leafleted the whole of Long Levens, and here we are. It's not a massive turnout, but it's nevertheless dedicated people. It's a very important by-election coming up, really to try and break the Conservative domination on Gloucester City Council, Gloucestershire County Council, and the parliamentary seat, which may be coming from Tewkesbury to Gloucester, we don't know. But more importantly, we want to introduce our excellent candidate here, Daniel Woolf. Daniel is by far the youngest candidate standing in this election. All the others are of retirement age. He's dynamic, he's enthusiastic, he's educated, he's a professional man, a teacher qualified for 10 years, working at Sir Thomas Rich's School here in Long Levens, which he went to, attended himself. The enthusiasm that I've seen with him over the last few days has impressed me greatly. I'm very, very pleased to recommend him to you as the candidate this evening. I'd also like to apologise on behalf of the Conservative Party, the Labour Party and the Liberal Democrat Party, because all three of their candidates, as you can see from the three empty chairs here, have not bothered to show up this evening, which I find extremely disappointing. This should have been a cross-party debate, and it's not. It's a one-party debate. But nevertheless, I think Daniel's the best candidate, and the best horse in the race, the best candidate here. I truly believe that, and I'm sure when Dan's finished this evening, he'll have convinced you of the same. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard, and thank you all for attending. Just to kind of get straight to it, and I guess the question on everyone's lips is, who am I, and what do I stand for, and why should you vote for me? Well, it comes down to, I'll address the first one first of all, and Richard's done a really good kind of intro on that. 32 years old, I am a father of a young daughter who's 5 years old, so all the kind of concerns of having a young family, I can feel those and empathise with those. I've been a teacher for 10 years, as Richard mentioned, and have taught at Thomas Rich's, which was the school that I attended. So, of course, the issue of grammar schools and of education and making sure that you get a balanced mix of education for all different types of children is very, very close to my heart. It's something I've dedicated most of my professional life to. Added on with that, we've had some experience, obviously, with the Conservative Party, so I know the party, I know how they work, and I've seen so far in this campaign just the lengths I think they'll go to try and campaign and try and be a little bit difficult about things. They seem to be worried. The word on the street is we are having more activity here in Long Levens than in a general election. And that says to me that they are concerned. I think they thought this was going to be an easy ride for them, and it's just another example of the kind of complacency and arrogance I think that they demonstrated by not turning up to what was going to be a cross-party debate. I wanted to hear what these other candidates had to say. I wanted to hear what they were about, and unfortunately they've let themselves down by not turning up and doing so. Anyway, so back to the job in hand. Why stand in Long Levens? Why stand in Gloucester? Well, I think we need change. The current council at the minute is what I see as a duopoly. It's run by the Conservatives, Lib Dems also form up with that, and then you've got some of the Labour people involved there too. And that in itself probably wouldn't be a big issue if, in the history of duopolies and monopolies, the reason why they don't exist is because they don't provide choice for people. They don't provide a different way of approaching a problem. They don't provide innovation. What you do get with monopolies is the same old, time after time, with an inability to change or look forward. And that, I think, is what's happening with Gloucester Council at present. Now, I'm a young person, compared to the other candidates who are all of retirement age. I'm a much younger candidate, which affords me, I guess, a few advantages. Number one, much closer to the empathy of the younger populace, and also I'm kind of in the middle. I'm nearly middle age, so I've had some life experience. I've got a young child. I want to get a mortgage sorted out and do all that. I've had some experience in employment, and I look forward to my retirement and the worries that come along with that at this age. Starting to save and whatnot, and thinking about pensions and all those sorts of things. So I'm kind of in the middle. So in terms of being electable, by being in the middle, you're quite close to the younger ones and quite close to the older ones, and therefore a bit more appealable, one hopes. Added to that, technology is something which I think has come out through this election. We're very active on social media, and you've probably already seen that. And it concerns me. When I was first in the council chambers as a prospective Conservative candidate, they said, we had ideas about the campaign, and I said, well, the idea of social media. And everyone went, what? And I just went, well, hold on a second, this is the medium by which most people are getting their information on a near daily basis. It's easy to implement, it's reactive, you can get the feedback in real time, you can see what people are thinking about the things that you're putting out there almost instantly. It lends itself to democracy, true democracy, where people actually get to have their say and are listened to in a timely fashion. So I was puzzled by that. So we've done a bit of a campaign on social media, and I think going forward, that's just one example of how I would bring innovation to the council and how doing business would change and become more progressive and more forward-thinking, and try and take into account all the technology and ways of talking to people and engaging people that you've got, even if it's talking to people here now, asking questions, listening, or if it's social media, or if it's going out and talking to people and canvassing. It doesn't matter. I'm willing to do all of it to try and get the message across, and more importantly, to try and listen to people and engage, which is something I definitely know there's a huge chasm of apathy in this city and across the nation, really, with politics, with politicians. They're not engaging, they're not listening. What they are doing is not in the interest of the people. So what it comes down to is this. There are 2 Conservative councillors already in Long Levens. I would market myself as a 3rd councillor to hold the other people to account, to make sure that the council at large is run properly, and that all avenues are looked at, all solutions to a problem are looked at, not just the easiest one or the one that's most cosy for those who make that decision. So, added to that, I have no problem asking tough questions. I've got no problem sticking my head above the parapet, even if it does get shot off, because I think you need to have people that are brave enough and willing enough to stand and hold their hand up and say, look, I don't think this is correct. Is there another way of doing it? Now, in good, proper democracy, which I guess I experienced really off the back of the referendum, was a Conservative campaign with lots of people, cross-party. We were all united in trying to push forward, I guess, the idea of leaving the EU. And that showed me that it can be done, that you can work in collaboration with people who've got a different view from yours. As long as you're respectful and you're decent and you're trying to collaborate and cooperate, it can be done. If you put aside your differences for the greater good, then you can actually make things happen. 58.5% in Gloucester made national news, etc, etc, etc. So what that showed me is that if it can be done at that level, why can't it be done at higher echelons of government? Why can't it be done at council level? Why can't it be done at national level? Why can't we just say, look, hold on a second, you've got a really good idea, I like it, I don't like these bits. Here's an alternative. And then people discuss things. Yeah? And we're not worried about, well, you're from the left and you're from the right and you wear a purple tie and you wear a red tie. Yeah, ultimately, I'm looking forward to working with all people from all parties on the council to get things done for Gloucester City, to get things done in Long Levens. So the challenge of being maybe the only UKIP councillor, well, not maybe, being the only UKIP councillor on the City Council, I accept gladly if the people do indeed elect me to that office, because I think it needs someone to be different to get change. If you have the same types of people in the same kind of establishment, always coming in, then all you get is the same thing, and I think people have had enough of it.
Thank you very much.